Hi everyone. In my last video I talked about some types of students that might cause some issues when they are being taught. And I also mentioned the term soft feedback and promised to make a video about that term. In today's video I'm going to talk about soft feedback, what it means, how can we use it in the lesson, and why we need it. In brief, soft feedback is a part of soft skills, which in brief means how to communicate with people, like colleagues or customers. This term is mostly used in almost every profession, so I'm not going to dig deep, but I'm only going to discuss the issues or points related to teaching. Soft feedback is collecting recommendations and notes from the students about how to conduct a lesson. In other words, it's like a survey, but within the classroom. Now, those who watched my last video, by the way, you can watch it from here, will say, hold a minute, you, me, told us that the students who tell you what they want to learn are listed in the category of problematic students. The answer is simple. Soft feedback means students telling you how, not what, they want to be taught. For example, I'm going to talk about two situations. One of them is soft feedback. Situation 1. We would like to have more listening. We would like to have extra reading. It's good if you can play some games. We want smaller or bigger or no homework. We enjoy let's say, speaking in groups or checking our mistakes together. Situation 2. We don't need grammar. We only need to speak. You gave us a text and our level is low. We don't want to study this topic. We want to study that topic. And we don't want to do any homework. Now, before you proceed with the video, take a moment and think which of these two situations is an example of soft feedback. The answer is situation 1. Now, if you take a look at situation 1, you'll see that none of the ideas actually discussed any language skills, like reading, grammar, etc. They basically didn't talk about what to learn, but how to learn and through which means. While in the other situation, in the second situation, the students are actually telling you how to ignore, or they're asking you to ignore basic skills, the very basic skills of any language, not only English. Could be any other language, Spanish, Italian, French, whatever. And this is extremely dangerous because doing what the students want in the second situation will lead to a complete failure at the end of the day. And you will end up being blamed. Despite the fact what you did was actually what students exactly told you to do. And I say told you, not asked you. Remember, and I'll say it again and again, the way students measure their success or progress is no way to be compared, or there's no way close to how trained teachers measure the progress or measure the results. That's why, in the eyes of the students, you are a bad teacher. So rule number 1, never trust the students. Tell them what they like to hear, but do what you think is right. You are supposed, trained, and paid to give students the learning process they need, not they want. So that's why they came to you. That's why they pay you money. Now, why do we need the soft feedback? First, during your teaching career, you'll come across a lot of students who, as I mentioned, have different backgrounds. Some of them, especially adults, will ask you to follow the same way they used to follow when they were kids or when they were at school. Some of them will be the complete opposite. They will ask you to do something else. The first sentence they say, we don't like the atmosphere of school, so we want something different. We want something unique, something we haven't experienced before. Something which is not taken from the book. We don't like the books. So at this point, you have to follow their sources. And I say sources. It's from where you take material. Remember, you follow the sources, not what to teach. For example, if you teach grammar, don't use a book. You might use some kind of books if you already know the level of the student, because the book will show you how to proceed during the lesson. But don't count on the book. If they don't like the book, don't count on it. If they don't like external material, don't use external material. Use the book. Follow their sources, but execute the lesson the way you have been trained to do. So students feel they get what they want, but in a professional way. While in reality, they get what they need. Second, the students will notice that their remarks are being taken seriously and they are taking part in the learning process, which will result in more confidence and rapport between the teacher and the students, which all will lead to a much better outcome. Unfortunately, many teachers don't follow that rule. They stick to one methodology and don't show any sign of maneuver or flexibility. To have a better idea about what I'm talking about, please watch the video I made about the teachers. Sticking to one methodology or strictly following the book or the material would actually build a forever standing wall between you and the students. And what makes it worse is that those teachers blame the students. Oh, they are very picky, they are difficult, they don't know what they want. Exactly, they don't know what they want. That's why they came here. That's why they came to you, because they don't know. And they want someone who knows. They want someone to show them the way. In this case, the students are not to be blamed. The one who is to be blamed is the teacher. It's the teacher's fault. The teacher is the one who is supposed what is good for the students and how to teach the students. That's why it's the very heart of your job and duty to make the learning process as simple and enjoyable as possible without losing the main aim, which is giving students what they need. I remember what my self-taught tutor once told me, and today it's adopted by my recent company. She said, we teach people, not books. So always remember that. I hope it was a useful video. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. I hope I managed to give you something useful, something interesting. Have you got any questions or ideas to share? Please don't hesitate to share your stories and ideas in the comment section. Don't forget, you can always follow me my Instagram. I'll leave it in the description. You can add me, you can write anything you want. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. And I say told you, not asked you, because, without because. Which will result in more confidence and rapport between the students and the teacher, which will all lead to a much better income. إلى أن أختك outcome.